Hi, I'm Boris, and this is my book. I
Hello.
oh yeah, lyrics here as well.
Sorry, I
Uh,
just interrupted.
Set over there, um, playing Minecraft.
Sort of playing.
Yeah, I assume people would probably rather watch that than this, but this is what you get.
No.
So I last week I wrote nearly 2,000 words. The start of my novel. Uh, what am I up to? Like chapter four. Although the first chapter was only 2 lines. Uh, I can't really remember any of the characters. I probably should have read this back, but I was a bit late. Susan Straper is the main. Well, I don't know if she's the main character yet.
We'll
I've
have to find out.
Yeah. Um. Hang
Oh,
on. Stuff. All right. I'm back. Sorry. Um. Our housemate just walked in because he got the door open.
because it's
Because it's
hot.
too hot. I'm trying not to yell, although I'll probably forget about that and do it anyway. Um. So I've got to remember the characters so that I can continue writing. There's Dusan Straper. Um, she had a boring job. Uh,
She's a cartographer,
Cartographer.
but
Yeah,
I, I can't remember what place she worked at.
it was a place that might not. Oh yeah, the government office for the management of footpaths.
Right.
Although she wasn't sure why it would require a cartographer, so she did nothing. She didn't do nothing. She did her own personal hobby cartography uh,
Right.
during the day. No one liked her apart from Steve, but spelt with a PH,
Yeah.
who she had a weirdly flirty relationship with.
Yeah.
Uh, and then she brought her dog to work because like the police were after her dog. Hi, Silent Assassin. I said hello to you before on Minecraft. I've been
Yep.
keeping,
Boris has been playing as me.
yeah, playing's a pretty
Yeah.
strong word. I've just been keeping her AFK to mine iron
Yes.
or farm iron. Um, yeah, but then the dog went missing. Didn't know where the dog was. So then she decided that she didn't like dogs, and but she was curious where it went. So so she decided she would go look for Baxter the dog immediately after lunch, a mere 3 hours away. Until then, she was going to continue working on mapping her back garden, a project she had worked on continuously for the entire length of a governmental employ, which was like 7 years. So she's either got a very large back garden or she's um, spends a lot of effort on it. Very, very detailed. But then we went off on this other tangent and we learned about this emergency room where a whole bunch of teenagers got all tangled up after an explosion. Um, and then an argument led to uh, a poor child that well, it was a mixture of a whole bunch of children, a whole bunch
Some
of kids.
teens.
Yeah, all mixed together, which were supposed to be untangled, but um, oh yeah, Armin made a good point. She might also just be terrible at cartography. um, yeah, there's a whole jumble of kids that were supposed to be untangled, but due to an argument that happened amongst the nurses, uh, a a pile of children has seems to have come to life. Oh, that was my phone.
Hmm.
Oh, that's the street. I'm gonna stop it. checking it because I think it's going to be work things. So I'll just put it on silent, and if work burns down, then good. I don't want work to burn down. I
No.
actually like that place.
Yeah.
One of my works. Hi, Bernie. You probably joined at me wishing places would burn down. Oh, I have inspired Silent Assassin to continue writing a project that he has been
If
putting off for
you, oh,
months.
whoops. If you've taken inspiration from this, then I worry about what you're working on.
Oh, that's right, Bernie's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Bernie is the pile.
Yeah.
And it's shaped like a bear. Because I did originally make it
Peacock shape.
but yeah, there we go. Put it back. That's part of 6 different children mashed into one that's shaped like a bear.
So Bernie says that you look like you just got out of bed. You just got out of the shower,
Yeah.
actually.
Got out of the shower and then ran around and then realized how late I was for the stream. And I also got a haircut, which means that my hair's lighter. It's not being pulled down, so for a few days it just sticks up. So the nurses have just deemed this new pile a child. I called it Bernie. Oh, that's right. It was an incompetent doctor that put it together.
Dr. Martin.
Dr. Martin, who put it together, and then called it a day and just left. And then one of the nurses said, oh, "Well, obviously this is wrong. We should try to do it correctly." But then it turns out that everyone is sleeping with everyone, and it turned into a big argument. And one of the nurses hacked up the rest of it so that it couldn't be put back together because she's a nice nurse.
What? She murdered all the children?
Well, I guess the equivalent of 16 children.
Yeah.
Or no, it was 16 children. One was already dead. That's 15 children. She murdered 14 children. The amount... Hang on.
The 16, amount of mass that...
Yeah, 14
falls.
children's worth of body parts.
Right.
Because there's a mixture of all of them in this pile. And that's where we ended. So we've got to work out where to go from here. Which might be difficult given that I couldn't remember any of the story. So, where should we go? Should we go back to Doozen?
We can go back to Doozen.
Doozen's back, everybody. That's how I'll start the chapter 4. She's less bored this time. This is a different writing style than before. She's less bored this time. She is still mapping her backyard. Was this other one? Was it back in time? Yeah, the year is 1983. So I don't know what year Doozen is alive in. Oh, Peach. She just stuck a claw in my butt. She wants to hop up. I'm very good at training cats.
Yeah, but not how you want to.
I guess it's more they train me.
Yeah.
She sticks... She makes my butt bleed, and she gets rubs and gets to come up on the keyboard.
Perfect.
So, Doozen's back, everybody. She's less bored this time. She's still mapping her backyard.
Can she find treasure? Wait, that's not what cartographers do. They just make maps.
She could find treasure. Maybe she accidentally draws a treasure map.
I was going to say she finds a treasure map, and only she can decipher it because she's such a good cartographer.
Okay, then we'll head that way.
Okay.
She's still mapping her backyard. We'll start this again. She just finished mapping the 13,383rd leaf of grass, and is beginning on the first pebble of her side path. Is what country? Doesn't matter what country. Maybe it should just be ambivalent the whole way.
Yeah.
Where she is,
Mm-hmm.
just in some fantasy world.
Okay.
And should that go for the year as well?
Yeah, I think so. Like Riverdale.
Um, I mean, Archer is probably more suitable for this. But we did label 1983.
But it's not 1983.
Not now, no. So it's in the future. That was like a flashback.
Wait, what?
The
The nurses?
Yeah, all this chapter was a flashback to 1983.
Yeah, the Disco Revolution.
Yeah, it's just entered its second phase.
Yeah.
Should we do like a big thing about the disco revolutions? We'll just write about that for a few chapters.
Yeah.
Means you'd have to do some research. Maybe I'll just make it up.
Yeah, just make it up. This is a fiction book.
Okay. Oh. You want peach?
Oh, yeah. You're holding her so awkwardly. Oh, you stretched her feet out.
I'm not doing very well. I'm supposed to hit 2,000 words.
Yeah, get a wriggle on.
Mia's asked, like, are you implying that disco revolutions were an actual thing? Because he's the one that suggested that. It sounds like it could be a thing. I'm finding this time harder. Like I've got to get a rhythm. That's when the phone rang. This is a completely different writing style. Ring, ring. She ignored it. And continued mapping her pebbles. She wasn't very good at drawing pebbles. But she didn't care. See that I'm going to work in almonds. She's also just not that good at cartography. Going to be all the sorts. So she's got a large backyard. She's mapping it in very, very detail, like a grass of leaf resolution. And she also just doesn't care about it, even though it's her hobby. The phone, I was going to spell rang like that. Phone rang again. And this time, you decided to answer it, despite knowing that she it was interrupting the only time she had to do cartography, other than all the other work hours where she did cartography. Hello, snapped. Susan. No, I was going to describe her as the mightiest Doozen of them all, but I don't think she's mighty. if you want to see Baxter the dog alive again, meet me at where's a good meeting place?
The library.
Um,
No, a cafe. The disco roller rink.
okay. Is that what they're called?
A roller rink. A
Meet me at
roller dome.
the
Roller drome.
Rollerdrome.
Probably not a roller dome.
Oh, what does drone mean?
No
Oh,
idea.
it's like, okay, like an airport.
A roller airport.
Um, Mia says Dan's the man's fan emporium. Uh, uh, um, replied an electronically deepened voice. Um, where's that? No, it's not inquired. Asked. Do. uh, next to. Okay, what's the name for?
What?
Okay, next to Dan's fan emporium. The voice replied. I already used replied. Oh, I go there all the time. That place is great. Uh, what's a way of infuse? What's I want to say that she was enthusiastic. I'll just say she enthused. Goes to Dan's all the time. Doesn't know where the rollerdrome is, but she goes to Dan's. Do you ever to Dan the man's what was it? I lost it. Fan emporium. Wanted to know. Dan's only sells prescription drugs, nothing else. So it's
Oh,
not
no.
like a normal pharmacy. It's just that. Interjected. Susan. Can I just continue like this?
Like what?
Uh so she says, it's great, interjected Dusan. And then just keep writing? Keep the sentence going?
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
gonna
That's right.
Um the prices for prescription drugs there are drastically low. Do they sell Anything else? The voice is now interested. No, only prescription drugs and occasionally jelly beans. Why do pharmacies sell jelly beans?
For people with diabetes.
But they're sugar free. They're always sugar free things. Do they have insulin in them?
No, but people with diabetes have to drink sugar-free soft drink.
Yeah, that's so that it doesn't mess with their system. But the reason why you would carry around jelly beans is if you need sugar quickly.
Yeah, I used to know someone that was diabetic and they carried those jelly beans around.
Oh. Okay.
I'm pretty sure the jelly beans aren't sugar-free. Everything else usually is, like those tins of weird gummies and stuff. They're usually sugar-free.
I don't usually.
Some of them are like travel sickness lollies.
I don't know. I don't usually pay attention. I just remember because like one of my sisters worked in pharmacies. She's in hospitals and stuff now, but she brought me out like when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
She's older than me, and brought out jelly beans like as a surprise, and they were awful because they were sugar-free.
Oh no!
So I just assume they all taste like that in every pharmacy because the ones that I had when I was a kid.
No, the pharmacy jelly beans are alright. Not as good as just normal jelly beans from a grocery store.
I wish that pharmacies were better in general. Like I don't like that, the back part where they actually sell prescriptions and stuff. They have like medical professionals in there that actually know what they're doing. And then they have just like snake oil salesmen in the front.
They're not. They're just normal retail salespeople.
Yeah,
because they sell like the hair and beauty sort of stuff, not your medical.
And why is that
stuff.
in a pharmacy?
Where else are you gonna go? Where else?
To like a beauty shop. Make another shop for that stuff.
But when I go out, I want to get my hair dye, my makeup, and my painkillers all from the same place, and I want to get my photos developed.
Well, I think the worst things are like out the front where you have people trying to sell like.
I bought your socks from a pharmacy, which I can't remember what they have on them.
Oh, was it like a silly pair of socks?
Yeah, there was the more recent ones. The ones I got you for quitting your job.
Celebratory socks.
I think they're ducks.
Something like that. No, I more mean because my sister felt the same way. Like she was forced into like trying to sell people vitamins.
Oh, yeah.
All the stuff that doesn't work that they sell in their shops to unsuspecting people. And I felt like all of that was bad. Because like I had that just the other week. Like I was speaking to the actual chemist about a thing. And because my doctor had forgotten to write one of the prescriptions that I was supposed to get. And I got there and said, this drug is only prescription, right? I was just checking to see like if I had to go back and get it or not. And he said, yeah, I mean technically there's that one over there, and he like pointed and said, but the amount of the actual drug in it is
minimal.
Like he said, it was practically
you have to eat the whole box.
He said it was practically homeopathic.
Yeah.
And then just sort of looked like he didn't even want it to be sold in the same store that he worked in. And I just feel bad for them.
Yeah. So they're lumped in with
with
all the nonsense.
Because you don't get that at doctors. It's not like you have to walk through a row of like chiropractors to get to your physiotherapist. And
This just in, Boris thinks that chiropractors are fake news.
They are. And the chiropractors are bad people.
But yeah, still go and learn stuff.
You can get stuff just online to become a chiropractor.
No, you can't. I looked it up. I thought about becoming a chiropractor.
No, they're bad.
You have to go to 4 years of
They're bad
school.
things. They're bad people. If you got a problem, go to a physiotherapist.
Yeah, I do agree that you go to a physio.
They're the, of all the like quack doctors, they're the ones that do the best job of making
Mir
themselves.
says they're criminals in disguise.
Oh, hang on, chimeras in disguise.
Oh, I glanced at it. I completely misread it.
No, they're just the best. They are the best disguised of all of those ones.
They will tell you if you go to a chiropractor, they'll tell you what's wrong. They'll do a bunch of tests and find out what is causing your pain.
Yeah,
and then
a lot of that stuff is nonsense, though. Like it's full of jargon that makes you think like it's a real thing, but it's not. I'm sorry. This is not what we're...
Yeah, this is a big tangent.
Yeah.
We're talking about jelly beans?
Yeah. Well, why do you have to go become a medical professional to sell jelly beans?
The dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Sugar is the most addictive thing on earth.
I don't know if it is.
Sarcasm.
It's the most widely.
Yeah.
I know that was...
I was saying that for everyone listening.
Yeah.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure if you gave like a very addictive drug to everyone, that would be the most addictive drug.
Yeah.
Hello, Cell. A kayak practice. And now Mia says that it needs a kayaking instructor. I think it needs a kayak adventure.
Oh, yeah? Adventure in a kayak?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on the beanbag.
Okay.
I can't talk then.
Yeah, you don't.
I just won't talk. I guess
Oh. You can just go sit out. You can go sit out there.
I'll hang out and chat.
Oh, that was a good sound. I did hit myself in the eye. Are you gonna... Oh, I've got to hide the thing. You gotta...
No, I'm gonna sit on the beanbag.
You're gonna sit on the beanbag. Why don't you go out where it's nice and cool? No, it's alright.
I want to be able to...
Okay, but you can't say anything now because you're too far away from the microphone.
Oh, I've made some mistakes.
Are you...
I can't see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And occasionally jelly beans. I've lost my... What's the inciting incident? Of what? Of what, Cell? It's great, interjected Doosan. The prices for prescription drugs are fantastically low. Do they sell anything else? The voice was now interested. No, only prescription drugs and occasionally jelly beans. Doosan. The story. I don't know if I've got enough time to re-explain the story, Cell. That's a very difficult question. That's right, I need to... occasionally jelly beans. The prices are so low, they will blow off your feet. Susan was excited to explain her favorite store, for she had many medical ailments that required prescriptions. And spent, what a good sentence this is, spent an inordinate amount of time in Dan the Man's Fan Emporium. What a bad name for a pharmacy. Is someone dead? 14-ish people have died so far. I'll try and leave enough time to read through at the end. We won't be able to do it every time because by the end of it, I'll be like essentially just reading the audiobook for 7 hours at the end of my 2-hour stream. But we might have enough time to read through. Okay. And yeah, this will definitely be published. This sounds like a great store. I'll stop by on my way to the Rollerdrome. Anyone have any ideas for Rollerdrome names? Great store. I'll stop by on my way to the Rollerdrome. Speaking of blowing off feet, if you don't get there by the Rollerdrome at 7 p.m. Is that how you would write that in a book? I feel like that wouldn't. No, well, it's part of dialogue. So he is actually saying 7 p.m., but I don't know whether to like spell out 7 p.m. Cell has said the rolling aerodrome, and Mir has said Steve. I wanted to. That probably does make more sense, but you can't put a dot and then a. Do you put a dot and then a comma? I'm gonna do it that way. I can choose it. I'm the author. I can grammar however I want. Well, I always spell out numbers up until 10. Oh, actually, well, 12 really. But it's just because it was in dialogue. Like if you go back through everything else, every number is spelt out. But because it was in dialogue, I wanted it to like that looks weird, but it's gonna stay that way. That's fine. This sounds like a great store. I'll stop by on my way to the Rollerdrome. Speaking of blowing off feet, if you don't get there by, well, we've got to do it again. Maybe we should do it a different way just to annoy people reading. We'll do that. Don't get there by 7 p.m. Your precious. What color? What's a good colored dog? Blue.
Was the first thing you thought of.
I guess you get like grey dogs that look blue. You were the wrong person to ask. Electric lime. It kind of undermines the seriousness of this sentence. Your precious, but strangely green dog will, if you don't get there by 7 p.m., I will blow the feet off your precious but strangely green dog. The electronic voice menaced. We'll do that. Electric lime, thank you very much. I colored him myself. And fine, I'll go meet. Fine, I'll meet you there at 8 p.m. 8? No. Okay, so we'll do it a different way. We'll do 7. I've forgotten what. Which one? That one. What it is. there at 7 post meridium. There we go. Is your dog just part of a colouring book, says Cell? No, the dog is actually the... so earlier on, we found out that the police were after the dog for some crime. We don't know yet. So she brought it to work because she didn't want the police to get it while she was away. She wanted to protect it. But while at work, she was flirting with a co-worker, the only co-worker that likes her, because everyone else hates her. And when she turned back around, the dog was gone. So she decided that, oh well, she doesn't really like dogs anyway. She'll go look for it later after lunch. And then she got this phone call from someone who is now demanding to meet her. All right, I'm going to write that in. I'll write that in. I won't say it out. I'll write it in so that the joke is better. If you don't get there by 7 post meridium, I will blow the feet off your precious but strangely green dog, the electronic voice menaced. Electric Lime, thank you very much. I coloured him myself. And fine, I'll meet you there at 7. And PM stands for E for midnight. I'll have you know. Susan was somehow both shaken and smug at the same time. Post morning. I'm pretty sure it stands for post morning. Retorted. I'm pretty sure you should fuck off, said Doozen. Careful. You're not polite to me at the roller drome. I will... What can he do to Baxter's ears? I want, what a...
Why is this so difficult?
No, I'm just going to write what I'm thinking. Not polite to me at the roller drome. I will... cover Baxter's ears in nipple clamps. And he will wheel like the stupid green dog he is. The voice seemed to be enjoying this now. Oh, hang on. I completely missed that there was someone new in chat. Taurus Johnson wants to ask me questions. Sure, you can ask me questions. Remove kneecap. I can remove a kneecap. We'll see what happens at the rollerdrome. Oh yeah, do you like Christmas?
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
These are just a roll of Christmas lights that we've not unrolled. It's decoration. What should we do with the rest of it? Because we've got to make this place Christmassy for... What?
Put it on the fan!
There's a ceiling fan up there. Hang it off the fan. But what happens when we turn it on? Am I doing that game, Boris? I forget the name of it, where you like put a noun or a verb in, and it. So he says, describe an energetic person that you know, who this person is, how you know this person, and why you think this person is energetic, and explain how you feel about this person. Oh, this is a lot. Susan? No, I think um I think Taurus wants like someone that I actually know. I don't know why I'm playing this game. I'm pretty sure not you. She's given me a sad face. Um Susan's not energetic. Maybe one of the nurses, Janice. Jernice. Fallopian, the geriatric Olympic medalist in free swimming. Mhm. I would like to stop talking to you now, said Susan. Now bored. Be on time and bring knee pads. The voice um, blurted before hanging up abruptly. I can make that. I'm sorry, Taurus. This game is a lot of work. I've got an award-winning novel to write. Um, I think I can make Fallopian the geriatric Olympic medalist in free swimming. What what is an Olympic medal in free swimming? Like you do the most free of swimming? Was confused. Oh, the cheapest swim. So it's like sneaking in. The the free is short for water free, says Mir. So that's just floundering on the ground. Dusan was confused. She wasn't sure why Baxter was causing all this trouble. She hadn't questioned it until now, but if she had to go roller skating, oh, hang on. I've never gone roller skating. And she was now curious as to why she had to in order to save her dog. It wasn't even really her dog. She found it 2 weeks ago in her neighbor's house. I don't think it should be neighbors. Where could she find it? 2 weeks ago in the park. There we go. It wasn't even really her. She found it 2 weeks ago in the park. guess we should. He wasn't even really her dog. Found it 2 weeks ago in the park. He ran up to her with a stick in his mouth. And dropped it at her feet. He wasn't interested in a free stick, but since the opportunity presented, that's what I'm looking for, itself, he was interested in a free dog. He picked him up, put him in the boot of her car, and drove him home. Later that night, I'm doing a lot of character development for the dog.
Ooh.
Know all about the dog now.
His
Well,
name.
it's Baxter. That's been that
Oh, that's right.
start.
No.
And we're not really talking about the dog. We're talking about how they met each other. Oh, you can stay in the. Doozen has a last
Your
name.
peach got off.
Go right back up.
Doozen Draper.
Susan Schraper. It was originally Susan Draper. I'm pretty sure that was a real person in. Apple was like in some sort of conference thing.
Yeah.
At the time, and he picked a real person, and then we thought that the name Doozen was funnier.
Yeah, we just swapped the
Yeah.
letters.
Also, I just want to point out the fonts. We haven't given it a name yet, but the title page is going to be in curls, and then the chapter they're all in Comic Sans.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important.
Yeah. Very important.
Later that night, we got tired of calling him that dog, and decided to try and work what his name was. We asked him, and he grunted. That grunt sounded like Baxter. That's fine. So she called him Baxter. The bomb says time for a sex scene.
Woo! Wait, isn't this a dog?
We don't know about the dog yet.
Oh, sorry.
Doozen is going to go meet with someone,
the voice.
The voice from the phone
that
said that she needed to be at the rollerdrome. Alright, now we've found out how they met each other. Time for chapter. What chapter are we up to? My chapters are short and sweet. No, they're not. They're just short. That's a better idea. So, that grunt sounded like Grumpernum. So she called him. But then she saw his collar had Baxter art on it, so that seemed a more convenient name. By the way, because you weren't here last week, so you didn't hear that any contribution you make, that you can't sue me for any. This is my book. All the proceeds go. Well, last week we decided that all the proceeds went to the NID, but now I'm thinking all the proceeds go to my first and second yacht.
Yeah.
Because that's how much this is going to sell.
You don't even like water.
No, well, I'm just going to have them. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go on them.
Okay. Can I go on them?
Only on the second one.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but it's a bit smaller.
Yeah, I'm small.
Oh yeah, Mia said that the last one had a jelly bean in it, so it qualifies as sweet. Okay, so this is the only short and sweet chapter, and it's probably the longest so far. All right. Should we go back to? Should we continue with the? No, we'll go. Should I go back and start every chapter with it was a dark and stormy night?
Mm-hmm. Apart from the first one.
Oh, that's the only one that has it at the moment.
Oh, right.
No. I want to start this one. Like, I want to cut forward to 7 p.m. Susan was hard at work on her map. And she looked up and noticed that it was 6:46 p.m. And then she started in surprise. Why? What? Word is telling me that farted may be offensive to your reader.
I don't know.
I want to point out a thing to them that is going to be insulting to you, so you're not allowed to listen.
Okay.
Just then when I talked to her, and then there was like this long buffer. That happens all the time.
There wasn't a long buffer. I just looked up at the chat and what you had just written, and then replied. It wasn't the same.
Okay. No, it just like normally you're on your phone. I'll say something, and then stand there for a bit, and then go, "Oh, did she hear it or not?"
And then I reply.
Yeah.
Because if I'm doing two things at once, then it just takes me longer to process the information. Or you'll try talking to me while I'm reading something, and I'll finish reading before I...
But you do that to me, and I stop. I stop what I'm doing, because you're more important.
Oh, that just makes me look like a bad person.
No, I find it silly. It's funny.
Yeah, but Bum's got it right. I don't have big brain. I've got smooth brain.
So Sal says that need to point out the flooding in the streets. Forgot what the flood. Oh, it was a dark and stormy. Right. So if every chapter starts as stormy, it's going to be flooding by the end. Sal finds farting offensive. You should have sub chapters, as in chapter 3.0. I was thinking that should I have a table of contents at the start? Be the only novel that has like a table of contents and is set out like a report. So it will have like these sub chapters. Although that 3.00001 makes it look like it's like a hanging floating point at the end.
What?
It doesn't matter. And she needed needed to be at the rollerdrome. Uh, rollerdrome, which was how far should we make it away? 23. Oh, well, I typed 4, which was 24 minutes away. In why did it take me so long to do that maths? In 14 minutes. 24 minutes away in 14 minutes. She had been engrossed in her third pebble and the memories of meeting Baxter. She Cell says that's almost 2 sevens. Grabbed her coat. So we've confirmed that we're in a place that requires a coat. That's most of the world, I think. Just not here. And ran to the stairs. No, I keep trying to change. Should I just keep trying to change writing styles? I slip into true stories too easily. I was gonna do the she grabbed her coat and ran to the stairs. I mean, I say stairs. I really mean a butcher's knife, like that sort of thing.
Well,
Like,
no, your narrator doesn't.
Now I've switched into narration.
Yeah.
But that's just how I naturally want to write now.
But you're writing a book, not a script.
But if I had the only time I've written like a really long story, it had a narrator. So, and yes, Cell, this has a very understandable plot. You will be able to follow this. The bomb says that I'm turning into a blogger. Okay, she grabbed her coat and ran to the stairs. Her running style consisted mostly of wobbling, which was impressive given how slim she was. Is that offensive to readers? Is that more offensive than farting?
I don't think so.
So where are we? She's grabbed a coat. She's running to the stairs. Script. I'm starting every paragraph with she or Doozen. Fell down the first flight of stairs. That was fine because she does that most days. Made her way out of the building and towards her car. Cell is asking if there's a Chekhov's gun. No. So most of this is like there's going to be entire chapters that appear and then go away and then never come back again. because I'll probably forget about them in between sessions. And for Bomb, it's too late. I've already quit my job. I know that this is going to be a success. Across the what was entirely empty was at what was the name of the place that she worked? Back up here, wasn't it? Government Office for the Management of Footpaths. Were notoriously lazy and scared of the dark. You will see, Cell, that there's an entire chapter that has nothing to do with Dusen. I don't know yet if Dusen's the main character. We'll find out as the book goes on. I might get bored of her and then we'll switch stories. The parking lot was entirely empty because the staff at the government office for the management of footpaths were notoriously lazy and scared of the dark. What did we decide on when it came to thoughts? Do you remember? The grammatical style? Was it just italics? I don't know.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I have to find it in here. I don't think it was in this one.
It was in the first, well, yeah, this chapter. Or at the end of the first.
Not in that chapter.
Oh no, the first chapter is just the... No, it was in the chapter 2.
The bomb says that I'm legally obligated to put menstruation in the book. We can do that. Well,
should maybe be around here.
Oh. I'm looking for
Oh, I'm looking at the... I just realized I'm looking at the stream instead of the thing, so whenever I say it's around here, I'm delayed.
I'll just start again.
Oh.
I'll make a new... Are we just going to do italics?
Okay. That's not what you did. You didn't do italics, but...
Was it both?
No, you just had... I think you just had it as plain speech, but said she thought.
Okay. I keep saying Susan instead of Dusen. I'm going to get them mixed up in real life. Just like I still say Mongolia instead of Mongolia. Of one season of the Base Engineers whitelist server, we had a base called Mongolia. And now I confuse the words.
I sometimes accidentally say Canada.
And Anubis just has a way, like, he just comes up with his own language. And, like, I spell recording wrong. I spell it as recroding. Because that's how Anubis would spell it, and it became a tradition. Yeah, all of the footpaths in this city are all brightly lit cell. Dusen thought. What I'm looking for, like, a scrambly panic. What's a word for a scramble? You're on your phone. It doesn't.
No, a scrambly panic.
Yeah.
Scrambly panic.
Panicked.
Perfect.
Around the car park. Well, no, we'll switch to parking lot. We'll Should I just go back and forward between
Yeah.
American, British, English all the way through it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hal created Jesus? Is that it?
Is that like Dijon Jesus?
I don't know if anyone's ever said that. That combination of words.
DJ Jesus. DJesus.
Okay, is DJ Jesus? Is that going to be a character now? Along with
Is he gonna be the DJ at the rollerdrome?
Okay, yeah. And there was another character that Mia had. It was, I remember his name, Fallopian, the geriatric Olympic medalist in free swimming. Around the parking lot. Unsure of what to do. It was at this point she remembered that what's the name? I really should remember this stuff.
What name?
Steve.
Yeah,
Steve with a PH. At this point, she remembered that Steve and her who worked this morning. Okay. Mia is here to help make the writing a lot better.
A fresh egg.
Around the parking lot. Like a fresh egg would agitatedly sprint along the rim of a hot pan. Sure of what to do. It was at this point she remembered that Steve had driven her to work this morning. Is her car like spray paint? It was at this point she remembered that Steve had driven her to work this morning as her car smelt like spray paint. After her long weekend of chasing Baxter around with an electric lime, with a can of electric lime spray paint. Oh no, Eve. um, too loudly exclaimed. That's how you would say that, right? After she remembered that Steve was waiting stairs in the what do we call it, a janitor's closet? That's not what we call it here. What would we call it here? Like a cleaning cupboard?
Like a businessy place.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of in like
schools. Yeah.
The place where you sneak to do naughty things.
My school didn't have one of them.
No, but I'm thinking in terms.
If they did, it'd be locked. Yeah, a utility closet.
Should I just call it a janitor's
closet? Yeah.
Janitor's room.
It sounds like a room where all the janitors hang out.
Alright, we'll just do that. Room closet, yeah. That makes more sense. Thank you, Mayor. was now faced two options. I mean, we haven't established that he's waiting yet. Susan's lunch with I keep spelling that wrong, was very productive. Hang on. Ultra salty. And sexually productive. Letting new level over their soup. Oh, we never actually went to the soup lunch.
No. You might have to add in a...
Maybe the next chapter will be a flashback.
Yeah.
Flirting had gone to a new level over their soup. And arranged a I just want to say naughty, but that's not good enough. Word, save me. Mischievous. Arranged a mischievous what would you call that? They're gonna meet each other in the broom closet.
A rendezvous.
Mischievous rendezvous.
Ooh.
Mischievous after hours rendezvous. Oh. After finished, because Steve is a bit of a prick. No. No, I won't do that bit. Mischievously covert. We'll just keep adding in adjectives. Grooming. Is this like a grooming closet? Double check whether a hyphen is needed here. I'm not entirely sure. So that...
Shouldn't it be miss... Oh, wait, hold on.
Because that is an adjective of that. Like, mischievously covert. So if
you don't need a hyphen between mischievously and covert. And you need a comma after covert.
I'm just gonna get arranged for an mischievous and covert rendezvous. Is that alright?
I think so.
Susan was now faced with two options.
And I would change they'd to the full words. They had.
They...
Oh, or is it? I don't know what.
And they had... Yeah.
Yeah. Also, how many spaces are between ultra and saucy?
That's really saucy. Oh no, it's only one. Because it's justified.
Oh,
but
right.
It's this one to be, because
okay.
An ultra saucy lunch.
Yeah.
But then shouldn't... Oh, I don't understand.
Yeah,
words.
just don't worry about it.
I'll do what word says. Susan was now faced with two options. Miss out on her chance for dirty broom sex with
Dirty broom sex, like
something
sex
she
that involves a dirty broom.
oh
Also, broom closet is one of the words. One of the. Oh, that's what you wrote
yeah.
already. Sorry.
Cell first read it as ultra salty.
Oh no.
Ultra salty soups.
Yeah.
I miss out on a chance for on her. I don't know. How do I say it in a less yuck way? Because they have asked for a sex scene. So this is going to get very awkward.
Mm.
She was
No,
buffering
I'm
again.
listening.
I guess I am the weird one making my girlfriend sit here and watch me write a book.
I can leave if you want.
No,
If you don't want me to know.
I want you to be here.
Okay.
Unhygienic cleaning supply copulation on her chance for unhygienic cleaning supply population. Steve, something she'd been dreaming of and working towards. This is a good sentence, don't argue with me. For I was going to say 16 again, but she's not been here for 16 years. Since she first laid eyes on him. Or let her dog's legs blow off. Does the book have an age rating? Yes, it is compulsory for 10-year-olds to read it. For everyone else, you can read it if you like, but 10-year-olds have to read it.
Oh no.
So if you have a 10-year-old, you better buy it. I wasn't gonna make this all like this, but chat wants it, so
Are you writing an erotic novel now?
no, I think it's just gonna have this one. But that oh no, that Peach just sneezed and it's all over my foot.
Oh no! What a big sneeze for a little cat. Then
So that means that her dog's legs are gonna get blown off. The predicament I've got myself into if this is gonna happen, because like I've essentially just been doing what if chat makes a suggestion, I work it in. But that means that the dog's legs have got to go.
oh no! Is there a way to do both?
Good idea. Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
Um,
Also, I want you to write an erotic novel so we can do a my dad wrote a porno sort of thing. Except you're not my dad.
oh. Silent Assassin says this will be the perfect Christmas gift. Ionic
Yeah.
dog legs. It was then that she looked down at her watch. How far away did I say it was? It was like 24 minutes? Of watch. It was... No, I'm going to write. I'm going to write really, really well.
Okay.
Glaring back at her. was 6:04. No, so it's gonna be maybe 6:20, 23 before midnight. I don't want to read that out, but bomb. That'd be really weird if I read that out.
Babom says, lyric, Boris isn't your dad, he's your daddy.
No, don't look at me. That's weird. So it was 6:23 P4 midnight. He didn't believe it, but conveniently, there was a lock tower in the distance that confirmed it was, in fact, good writing. 6:23 p.m. I don't know how I could work a Glock tower in Cell. I will take that as a joke and continue on. It was, in fact. The clock in her office must have been wrong. The to the meet on time. She could still make it into the meet on time. She could still make it to the meet on time. About Steve. Was time for a generous intercourse before he had to leave. Decided to at least run back upstairs. News. Oh, I've decided, Silent Assassin, that PM, as in like 6 p.m., stands for P4 midnight. And every time I write PM, I just go between different ways of like spelling it. The bomb says that this is like one of those terrible fan fictions written by 10-year-olds. Okay, I think that's probably strike one. Yeah, he's got 2 more chances. Hang on. Okay, you're back to strike 0, because I think that was a good idea. She could still make it to the meet on time, but she couldn't make it to the meet on time. I don't know, that'll do. Sal says, at least I can comprehend the motivations of the characters. That makes one of us. Oh, I need things. The electronic menace wants to shoot a dog. She wants to have a dog and a quickie in the broom closet with Stephen. Not Stephen, it's Steve with a PH. Mm-hmm. We started late.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine staying up. I don't have work tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, now Bob must be hydrate right after I had a drink.
Oh, yeah. Get to hear my water bottle.
Oh, I need to drink a lot more water. I'm getting a headache. I didn't drink anywhere near enough, and it was a very hot day.
Yeah.
Although I was mostly inside. In the
Yeah,
air
you got to
conditioning,
sit in aircon all day.
and I was sitting in this room, which
Yeah,
does
this
get a
room
little bit
doesn't.
hot, and I just sit here, sweating.
You know what? Bathrooms don't have fans or aircon.
Yeah. Where are we up to? Room closet. Oops. She turned this down. Is all she had wanted. Was thinking about all afternoon. Silent Assassin has asked what the pile of flashing Christmas lights is.
It's beautiful.
It's literally
decoration.
a pile of flashing Christmas lights. Um, I got them from out there just before the stream, and then put them there and went, "Oh
My
no!"
mom says it's Boris's brain.
Well, I put them down, and then I looked at the time and went, "Oh, I should be streaming right now. I shouldn't be playing with Christmas lights." So I just plugged them in, and now it's
They're beautiful.
yep, it's nice. We've got to make this into
A Christmas room. I need to buy more tinsel then.
yeah, for the Christmas stream.
Yeah.
Which we still don't know if it's happening, but we'll pretend that it is for now. Aha! She had an idea. Is that how you would say it? No. An idea burst into a thick skull with the no, Cell, she's not had a revelation. She's had an idea burst into a thick skull with the of 16 large cows. Roller sex. Open the door to reveal a shivering what? Oh, you're looking at you. I thought you'd turn around to look over here.
No.
Flung open the door to reveal. So I want Steve. A shimmeringly naked Steve, all oiled up and ready to. I'll just say go. I don't know if Babon wants me to write a shivering. Oh, I can't even say it. A shivering slong and rearing. Now what? Reread Steve. Uh. Do's an enthused. See, I'm naked. was surprised. Um, you 40. I'm trying to think of a good animal. Good animal. To be raring. That's a good point. We just go with elephant?
Not the elephant. That's such an unsexy.
She likes elephants.
Okay.
What's should I just write sext doozen? Is that no? I'm that's what I'm trying to say.
Naughty Newt is what the bum suggests.
All right. I don't like it as much, but I like the alliteration.
Yeah.
Um, Drooled. There we go.
Okay.
He his arm in an attempt to yank him out of the closet.
Ah.
Where did you think that was going?
No. Nothing.
Awesome, but um, is the oil covering his body and the and slid right off and did her in palm oil. No, we won't tell him where he's going. Um, Grab that cleaning towel.
You want a Reddit fact?
Okay.
Apparently, 1 in 5 children think fish fingers are made of chicken.
It's on Reddit, so it must be true.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That'll do. Mhm. Uh, and um, um, bumpy slide. It's a very, very reactive taxi service they've got. Um, the bomb says that he thinks we need a celebrity cameo by Minty Jones, although he's misspelled it. So maybe, oh no, he's misspelled it intentionally. Ginty Moans.
Ginty Moans sounds like a porn alias.
Oh, I keep misspelling they as the. Um, okay, so they're in a taxi on the way to the rollerdrome now.
Okay.
Just so you know where we're up to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, almost up to 3,000 words. Said I was going to write 2,000 words, but I don't want to.
You don't have to.
Yeah, how late should we stay up? Should we just read it back now? And
How many new words did you get?
not that many.
Uh, I want pizza.
Pizza? Got 1,200 new words tonight. I've got another
Oh, that's
800
pretty
to go.
good.
Yeah,
We had that big tangent about pharmacies and chiropractors.
I've only gone for an hour 40. Last time I did an hour, 2 hours and
Yeah.
1,700.
We can keep going.
It's only 800 words,
It's up
but
to you.
I don't know whether to start the sex scene now or wait until next time. Start with a bang. I could go off on a complete other tangent with it.
You could. You could go back to the nurses.
Yeah. It's up for
Or
chapter 16.
start a new one.
No, I think the kayak practitioners. Yeah, we could include something that. Yeah, we'll do a quick chapter that will include a kayak and Bernie. Bernie will be in this as well. I want to slip back into talking in first person. I want to narrate.
Aww.
Narrating's fun because you can fill like 1,000 words without writing any story.
But you don't want your book to be all words.
That's fun. They're fun words.
I mean, it's your book. You can do whatever you want.
And now for a rant. No, I might leave that for a little bit later.
Okay.
I want to continue the Bernie story because the Bernie story is going to enter somehow.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to make this book a lot more silly than it's turned out to be. There was going to be like this is really serious compared to what I was going to start. There was going to be no like real punctuation or any sort of grammar anywhere.
Yeah.
And there was going to be a lot of like, just stop now and let's just have a rant about something and go back and then maybe, I don't know, go off on a tangent and write a recipe, come back, and like this is actually turning into a story. Slowly.
Okay.
Okay, so the pile. Go back to Mildred. Another warm. What do you call those? Are they hot?
What?
They always say it when someone's giving birth, like get the wet towels. What do you call warm? Just warm towels?
Not wet. Warm towels.
So they're just warm?
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm pretty sure the towels are to soak stuff up.
Yeah, but why do they have to be warm?
Does it feel nice? I have no idea.
And where do they keep all these warm towels? Are they in the oven?
I don't know. Or maybe it's... There's some sort of water that people say go get.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably not a thing that you even actually do.
No. You go to a hospital.
Yeah.
It's what you do.
So what I'm picturing is that there's Bernie. This is going to make no sense to tell them.
You've got to go back to the last stream
I'm gonna read it all at the end, I think.
Yeah.
So they can get caught up. But what I want is for Mildred, the nurse, she's taken Bernie home to like press stuff on.
Oh, so she's like dabbing it.
Yeah. Gently dabbed.
Blotting. What you call that?
Blotting. What can I talk? There we go. Bernie in a towel cooking. So Bernie, by the way, is whatever you're imagining. Bernie is not that in this story. Imagine was fed or fed. And as I don't know, Bernie's got. I can actually tell them that it's Bernie. Are we going to call Bernie a he or an it?
I don't think it is very nice. I guess it's not.
But it's a mixture of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. The mass rather than it.
Dropped. Oh yeah, Bernie's pointed out the obvious. It could just be they.
Yeah.
Because it is lots of people, but it's also now one thing.
Yeah, when I was because I was like reading the sentence that you were writing, and they didn't.
Well, I'd have to
like
rewrite it to be plural.
Well, they doesn't have to be plural.
No, but in this case, it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's both.
Yeah.
I'll just go like this for now. Rock softly in. That was. was good. What I want to say is do anything. I'll just say that. And what does it want? It's better to have. I don't believe it. Okay. Do anything in whisked him home. I don't want to write formally.
Okay.
The bomb says, look down on the stealing of a patient from his balcony. It's a good joke. I'm not sure if I can get it in. What I want to say is that Dr. Martin would look down on the stealing of a patient from his balcony, and then he would also look down on him. Is there another way I can say that? Why not? Word? That's a really bad way of phrasing that joke. I'm sorry. Babam, I've not.
That's redundant, what you've just written.
No, so the.
Or, like, do you mean.
The joke that I'm trying to get is. She was sure Dr. Martin would look down on the stealing of a patient from his balcony, and also would look down on.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's good enough. Basically, it's saying look down means two things.
Yeah, yeah.
Cell says it works, so I'm just gonna move
Okay.
on. Also, we haven't established that they would kill Bernie.
Well, that other nurse killed all the rest of them. So
Yeah.
I think we have established that Bernie would get killed.
What was the name of the nurse? Heather. No, I don't know if it would. Uh, yeah, so that's exactly what I said just as I started, like as I clicked the start streaming button. Is we should have some music for this stream.
Yeah.
I'll probably not think about it uh, until I click stream on the next stream. That's the problem with having these streams where we stream for 2 hours and then go to bed and immediately forget everything that happened. The guillotine there. Um, I guess so. All good doctors have one, don't they? See that? They were. The what's another way? What's another word for mangled? Say garbled. I do like the word garbled. Oops. Contorted. Please contorted next time. The fleshy exterior of this garbled um, mess. No. Viscerated. This is. They're both better words than I've chosen, but gory. Fleshy exterior of this garbled, gory mess. You know, the gory, I'll say, was starting to form a filmy skin, much in the same way. Whoops. Left to cool does. Mm.
Oh no.
Sorry, I've stopped talking. I'm in the zone.
Oh, he's in the zone.
I think I'll get to the.
Can you hear me? Should probably have a question mark, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah. I'll
A bum would like to know if Bernie has eyeballs for nipples.
Oh, I thought. Okay, we'll make that like a discovery. um. Wield a little. Are you just? I think they're both just adding more and more synonyms for the same word from ages ago in the chat. Uh,
Why do longhorn cows exist? They look ridiculous.
I assume people made them.
Its horns are longer than its body.
Yeah.
How does it lift its head? Wild. Sorry, I fully interrupted.
No, I wasn't talking anyway. I've decided I'm just gonna. I want to go to bed. I'm just gonna get this last little bit done.
Okay.
And then we'll read it out.
Right, right.
Um. I keep going. I'm not sure what pronoun. Um.
Oh. And just asked, did he mute the stream or
Oh
something?
no, I'm in serious mode.
Yeah, Boris is in serious writing mode.
Yeah. Next stream I'm gonna try and add some music so I can do some talking and then I can get some real writing done.
I could describe what I'm looking at on Reddit. Or I could just read it out as you type it. I'm sure that'd be nice.
I'm almost done.
Oh, okay.
Like another couple of lines and then I'll read it out. So if you want to hear the whole story, Armin, then stick around for a minute. Gory rustling is not the right way to describe this. Swooshing. Mia says that I should invite guest readers for this last bit. You have people play each character.
Yeah.
I'm good at the reading bit, but I'm not great at like voicing different characters.
But I don't want to read that out because I don't know what it is. But I was just thinking a fun game could be I read out a title of a post and you guys have got to guess what subreddit it's from.
Well, that is from that subreddit.
Yeah.
If you went to that subreddit, you could probably find that story at the top.
Oh.
It's probably yuck.
Yeah.
Or it might be an old one, like a famous one.
Um All right, here's a title. Taps for ice cream.
I reckon that's the cat taps.
Boris wins.
Just because it says taps.
Yeah.
And Obama has linked it.
Okay,
That
do I read it
one-
out?
That
Well,
one,
that.
I'm pretty sure, is an old famous one. That is very...
Oh, yeah, I'm not reading. I've just read the link. I'm not reading that. Um, Here's another title. Andrew yelling on my car. This game really helps if you know what subs
Yeah.
I'm in.
Alright.
That one's from Cats Who Yell,
Yeah,
which means someone's named their cat Andrew.
that's good. Most of the ones that you follow are just cats.
No, I think there's only like a couple.
I've written about the same number of words as I did last time.
Oh, that's good. All right. Let's hear the book.
Okay, I think I should. Do you want to be reading out any characters? Do you want to do any reading? Or do you just want me to read it?
I don't know.
Like if I did all the things and you did the dialogue?
Can I be Doozen in dialogue?
Okay.
Just so we have two different people doing the.
Yeah. It's all right if you don't want to. Just thought you'd be bored.
Oh, I'd better look at the book.
Just dot tab. Okay. So this is my book.
Yeah.
Mostly written by people other than me so far. Chapter 1. It was a dark and stormy night in 1901. Not. It was actually a fine day with lots of sun, and it was not 1901. End of chapter 1. This is what the book was going to be like. Chapter 2. Susan Straper was a boring woman. She was also a bored woman. Telephones had never interested her as a very smart and intellectual individual. Everyone knows telephones are not for smart people. Only dumb people use phones. Susan was only a little bit dumb, but mostly smart. She had been in this stupid, silly nonsense, farty and a little bit damp work learning course about how to talk on the telephone. This was Crumby, and in this book it's helpful because I put in brackets how to pronounce certain words, which in this case you pronounce it Crumby, because she never used her phone in her work. Susan was a cartographer. She hated phones because they stole her job. People should use paper maps to navigate the world, but now they don't because people are silly and like looking at screens and stuff. In burst 16 police officers in full riot gear. Everyone screamed except for Bernard, who, standing second to the left, only managed to croak as he had come down with a cold this morning but didn't have the heart to let his friends down by calling in sick. Where is Baxter? Asked the police officers in unison.
Oh, I've got to pick a voice.
You could just use your voice. That'd be easiest, unless you want to pick a voice.
Well, what should Doozen sound like?
I haven't thought about that.
Okay, I'll use my voice for now. There is nobody called Baxter here,
replied Doozen. Our apologies, we shall leave now, the officers shouted in chorus. The police officers left the room. Woof, said the dog Baxter. Everyone laughed at how stupid the police officers were that they couldn't find Doozen's dog Baxter.
Come on, Baxter,
called Doozen. The dog jumped up lickily Oh, and lickily ran towards Doozen. Doozen roughly scraped her belongings into her childlike bag and grumpily stood up with the... This always makes me laugh. And stood up with the heft of 1,000 cows. I think that's my favourite line from the book. I very often write things that only I like, and I will laugh at my own jokes endlessly. She started towards the... This is so immature. She started towards the door when Peter Cockenballs, the class's teacher, interrupted her storming. "Where do you think you are going, Doozen?" Peter snapped.
Fuck off, Peter.
Doozen responded before giving him the middle finger and continuing her stormy exit. Peter began crying, but that's okay because nobody liked him. Doozen continued walking down the hallway towards her office. She was the only cartographer in the company. She wasn't quite sure why the government office for the management of footpaths would require a cartographer, but she hadn't brought it up with anyone just in case they'd noticed. In the 16 years she had worked at the government office for the management of footpaths, she had never once done any work. All she ever did was draw maps for her own personal use, and gossiped with Mark from accounts about Kelly from finance. Kelly smelled like apricots, and neither Doozen nor Mark liked apricots. They thought they smelled like a combination of musty armpits and integers. Today was different, though, because her dog Baxter was on the run from the law. She couldn't leave him alone because he was a dumb dog. If he wasn't supervised, he would bark at trees, but those trees were actually police officers in disguise looking for Baxter. For that reason, Doozen had no choice but to bring him to work. She had been walking around with Baxter close behind all day, and only 137 people... Sorry. This isn't a very professional narration, is it?
You're just laughing at your own joke.
Yeah, well, I'd forgotten them. It's been a week. I've forgotten my jokes. And only 137 people had noticed. She told them all that he was her guide dog, and that she was... that he was her guide dog, and that she was recently blinded by driving too fast. Nobody believed her, but then she told them to fuck off. Very few people in the office liked Doozen because she ended most sentences with fuck off, but there was one person who liked her. His name was Steve, with a PH. And that's where she was headed right now, because she forgot how to get to her office and walked towards his by mistake.
"Hi, Steve, you fantastic beast."
Doozen almost exclaimed. "Oh, Doozen, how wonderful to see you, you massive turd. My butt has a pimple that's just ready to be licked," Steve definitely exclaimed.
"Oh, I am a lovely turd. You're right. Please let me see the pimple."
Doozen snotted a little.
Oh, I didn't snot a little.
"Absolutely, but we can't do it here in the hallway where I bumped into you just outside of my office because you came to my office by mistake like you always do." Steve almost ran out of breath.
"I guess you're right, you saucy minx."
Doozen sauced. I will show you at lunch, you crafty wench," offered Steve.
"Oh, lunch. Have you heard about the attractive choices of soup they're now offering in the company cafeteria?"
Doozen enthusiastically spat.
Oh.
Steve was unimpressed. Doozen flirtatiously fluttered her fingers towards Stevers. Doozen flirtatiously fluttered her fingers towards Steve's feet and sauntered away again in the wrong direction. She may never make it back to her office at this rate. Unfortunately, she was unpracticed at sauntering and was not able to control the direction of her walk. Thankfully, this accidentally pointed her in the direction of her office, and she stumbled through her doorway. It was at this point that she realized Baxter was no longer behind her. She began to panic. What would she do without the only dog she's ever known? She calmly Oh, she calmed down quickly when she remembered that it was just a dog and that she didn't actually care that much about dogs. She cared about Baxter and just enough to be curious enough about, to at least be curious about his whereabouts. Good enough. She leant out the door and screamed the poor dog's name over the chest-high cubicles. The only response was 16 glares shot back in her direction from the disturbed employees.
Back off!
Oh, that's you, sorry. She blurted to nobody in particular. She decided she would look for Baxter immediately after lunch, a mere 3 hours away. Until then, she was going to continue working on mapping her back garden, a project she had worked on continuously for the entire length of her governmental employ. It's chapter 3. Oh. The year is 1983. The disco revolution has just entered its second phase. 4 nurses ran into the emergency room, where 16 teenagers lay tangled together in a bloody mess.
Oh no.
A bloody mess. What happened here? Heather, the gruffest nurse, loudly inquired to the only face in the pile that seemed human. We thought it would be a good idea to build a bomb, huddle 16 of us around it, and then detonate it, the mangled and unidentified but bloodless-faced teen explained. I have no idea how we're going to untangle all of you, Glenda, the sexy nurse, said. I have no idea how we're going to untangle all of you, Janice repeated, because she did not respect Glenda due to her sexiness. How many of you are still alive? asked Mildred, the final nurse, who was too dull to describe. I don't know, I'll check, said the face floating in the goopy pile before disappearing underneath the slop. For the next minute, the pile writhed as the formerly clean face searched through the mess of organs, bones, and sinew. After encountering a little ball of tangled gallbladders, he popped back up at the top of the pile. It seems like there's only one dead person in this pile. Everyone else is alive in here, reported newly bloodied-faced teen. I'll do a little bit of editing on the way. By the way, what's your name? Asked Glenda. I can't remember, says Glenn. That's a good joke, man. Okay, says Glenda. The nurses rushed to the tools closet and returned with their scooping shovels. They scooped for 16 minutes, taking care not to separate the gloop and accidentally kill a teenager. Ow, that hurts, emerged from the pile. Should have thought about that before you blew yourself up, you nonsense piece of trash, retorted Heather. Ow, that hurt, emerged another voice. In came Dr. Martin. Hi, I'm Dr. Martin, said Dr. Martin. Hi, Dr. Martin, said the nurses, except for Mildred, who wasn't listening. Hi, Mildred, I noticed you weren't listening, said Dr. Martin. Oh, hi, Dr. Martin, I sure wasn't. I'm very sorry about that, Dr. Martin. I'll make it up to you at tomorrow's softball game. Mildred said, finally acknowledging Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin barged into his rightful place in front of the nurses and exclaimed, I'm in front, the big doctor. My studies were worth it just to untangle these poor kids. It absolutely was, Heather said with an amount of sarcasm that was disgusting. Dr. Martin didn't pick up on the sarcasm and looked like he found that arousing. Time to untangle these kids, he proclaimed, then dipped his hands in the gloop and frantically finessed the fragments of bodily fibers. There, a child! Dr. Martin bellowed as he yanked a writhing pile out of the goop. Do you want to say that? A lot better than I could do, thank you, said the writhing pile. Oh no, put it back, that's parts of 6 different children mashed into one that's shaped like a bear, yelled Janice. I should change this to... because later I've said it's 14.
What?
There we go, fixed later. It is a child, belched Dr. Martin before whipping his gloves off, throwing them in the direction of a bin, and strutted back out the door. The new writhing pile looked pained. Nobody is sure how they knew that, but they just knew. We shall call this new child Bernie, said Heather. We should put it back and try assembling them ourselves, Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin doesn't know what he's doing, snapped Janice. How dare you, growled Heather. Dr. Martin is the finest reassembler in the world. Nobody could have done a better job. I think you say that because you slept with him 16 nights ago at the work Easter party, blurted Janice. How dare you?
As an Easter party.
I didn't know such thing, retorted Heather. Hang on, you slept with him too? Asked Glenda. Yeah, I thought he only slept with me. Catechized? I didn't know what that word meant. I just found it in the synonym list. Mildred. Well, I slept with him first, said Heather. So you did sleep with him, Janice looked smug. No, said Heather. You are a shit liar, Janice looked more smugger. I can't believe you would talk like that in a place like this. You do not deserve this pile of gloop. Heather looked furious. Get out of here, said Janice. Heather, now enraged, yanked Janice's shovel out of her hand, and combined with the shovel she already had, she swung a shovel in each hand and chopped up the goop into tiny pieces that flung all over the emergency room. The other 3 nurses were horrified as they witnessed parts of 16 teenagers splattered against the ceiling and walls. Mildred hurriedly dragged the pile now known as Bernie out of the room to keep it safe. Don't worry, Bernie. I will give you a safe home and look after you forever, Mildred assured the weeping pile. Do you want to voice Bernie?
Oh. I don't know how to say that.
Neither. Replied the pile. Okay, only 2 more chapters to go. Oh, sorry, it's very late. We start with the next chapter. Susan's back, everybody. She's less bored this time. She just finished mapping the 13,383rd leaf of grass. What is that? No, Peach is standing on my work stuff, breaking it. Hey, off, please. There's things under that. There we go. Sorry. And she's beginning on the first pebble of her side path. That's when the phone rang. Ring, ring.
Oh, I don't know where we are.
Here.
Oh, thank you.
She ignored it and continued mapping her pebbles. She wasn't very good at drawing pebbles, but she didn't care. The phone rang. This time she decided to answer, despite knowing that it was interrupting the only time she had to do her cartography. Oh. Hang on, I'll put a her in there. Other than all other work hours where she did cartography.
Hello.
Snaps, Susan. I'm not going to try and do these voices. If you want to see Baxter the dog alive again, meet me at the Rollerdrome at 7 p.m., replied an electronically deepened voice.
Where's that?
Asked Susan. It's next to Dan, the man's fan emporium, the voice responded.
Oh, I go there all the time. That place is great. Oh.
She enthused. Well, it's next to there. It's next to there, said the voice.
Have you ever been to Dan, the man's fan emporium?
Susan wanted to know. No.
It's great.
Interjected Susan.
The prices for prescription drugs there are fantastically low.
Do they sell anything else? The voice was now interested.
No, only prescription drugs and occasionally jelly beans. The prices are so low they will blow off your feet.
Susan was excited to explain her favourite store, for she had many medical ailments that required prescriptions and spent an inordinate amount of time in Dan the Man's Fan Emporium. This sounds like a great store. I'll stop by on my way to the Rollerdrome. Speaking of blowing off feet, if you don't get there by 7 post-meridium, I will blow the feet off your precious but strangely green dog, the electronic voice menaced.
Electric Lime, thank you very much. I coloured him myself. And fine, I'll meet you there at 7. And PM stands for P4 midnight, I'll have you know.
Susan was somehow both shaken and smug at the same time. Pretty sure it stands for post-morning, the voice retorted.
I'm pretty sure you can fuck off.
Said Doozen. Careful. If you're not polite to me at the rollerdrome, I will cover Baxter's ears and nipple clamps and he will squeal like the stupid Greek dog he is. The voice seemed to be enjoying this now.
I would like you to stop talking now.
Said Doozen, now bored. Just be on time and bring knee pads, the voice blurted before abruptly hanging up. Doozen was confused. She wasn't sure why Baxter was causing all this trouble. She hadn't questioned it until now, but she had never gone roller skating, and she was now curious as to why she had to in order to save her dog. He wasn't even really her dog. She found it 2 weeks ago in the park. I guess I shouldn't be switching. Yeah. He ran up to her with a stick in his mouth and dropped it at her feet. She wasn't interested in a free stick, but since the opportunity presented itself, she was interested in a free dog. She picked him up, put him in the boot of her car, and drove home. Later that night, she got tired of calling him that dog and decided to try and work out what his name was. She asked him, and he grunted. That grunt sounded like Grumpernummerp. Grumpernummerp. So she called him Grumpernummerp. But then she saw his collar had Baxter on it, so that seemed a more convenient name. Chapter 5. Doozen was hard at work on her map when she looked up and noticed that it was 6:46 p.m. and that she farted in surprise. She needed to be at the rollerdrome, which was 24 minutes away, in 14 minutes. She had been engrossed in her third pebble and her memories of meeting Baxter. She grabbed her coat and ran to the stairs. Her running style consisted mostly of wobbling, which was impressive given how slim she was. She tripped and fell down the first flight of stairs, but that was fine because she does that most days. She made her way out of the building and towards her car. The parking lot was entirely empty because the staff at the government office for the management of footpaths were notoriously lazy and scared of the dark. Where is my car?
Where's my car? Sorry.
Doozen thought. Yeah, no, I was just on a roll. She scrambly panicked around the parking lot like a fresh egg would agitatedly sprint along the rim of a hot pan, unsure of what to do. It was at this point she remembered that Steve had driven her to work this morning as her car smelt like spray paint after her long weekend of chasing Baxter around with a can of electric lime spray paint.
Oh no, Steve!
Doozen too loudly exclaimed after she remembered that Steve was waiting back upstairs in the broom closet for her. Doozen's lunch with Steve was ultra saucy and sexually productive. Their flirting had gone to a new level over their soup, and they arranged for an after-hours mischievous and covert rendezvous. Doozen was now faced with two options: miss out on her chance for unhygienic cleaning supply copulation with Steve, something she'd been dreaming of and working towards since she first laid eyes on him, or let her dog's legs blow off. It was then that she looked down at her watch. Glaring back at her was 6:23 before midnight. She didn't believe it, but conveniently there was a clock in the distance that confirmed it was in fact 6:23 p.m. The clock in her office must have been wrong. She could still make it to the meet on time, but she couldn't make it to the meet on time. There was not enough time for a generous intercourse before she had to leave. She decided to at least run back upstairs and give him the bad news. When she made it to the broom closet, she paused for a minute before entering. How could she turn this down? This was all she was thinking about all afternoon. An idea burst into a thick skull with the force of 16 large cows. Roller sex. She flung open the door to reveal a shimmeringly naked Steve.
Shimmery?
All oiled up and raring to go. What took you so long? Queried Steve.
Never mind that. Come with me.
Doozen enthused. Can't you see I'm naked? Steve was surprised.
I can see nothing else, you naughty newt,
Drooled Doozen. She grabbed his arm in an attempt to yank him out of the closet, but at the extensive amount of baby oil of a ring? his body and the room meant Doozen slid right off and splattered her trousers in arm oil. I went a little overboard. I've never done this before, said Steve.
Hurry up! You need to follow me. Grab that cleaning towel, cover your south pole, and slip after me, you floozy fly.
Susan was getting all worked up. The cover your south pole works well in that accent.
Yeah.
He did as he was told and shuffled like a penguin towards the exit. Slid down the stairs like a bumpy slide and shuffled out to the taxi. Doozen had called along the way. They jumped in before... I'll get rid of that. They jumped in before the driver could notice the oiled-up butt cheeks slapping down on the back feet and sped off towards the rollerdrome.
Oh my goodness.
One last chapter.
Okay.
Mildred gently blotted what she imagined was Bernie's forehead as the mass rocked softly in the bed of pillows she had made. Mildred had carried Bernie out of the hospital before the other nurses could do anything and whisked him home. There was a good chance she would not have a job to go back to tomorrow. She was sure Dr. Martin would look down on the stealing of a patient from his balcony and dislike what she was doing. But she couldn't let them kill Bernie. I think that's not well.
Okay.
Heather was on a rampage, and Mildred did not want to give her the chance to finish the job. Bernie a gruff nurse. There you go. That'll do. Until she could work out what to do, she would love and care for Bernie as if it was one whole teenager, not the mangled parts of 14 different teens tangled into the shape of a bear. The gory exterior of this garbled mess was starting to form a filmy skin, much in the same way hot custard left to cool does. Mildred was beginning to be able to poke this skin without Bernie crying in pain. She figured this was progress. It was only a matter of time before Bernie was indistinguishable from any other normal hairless bear. "Can you hear me, Bernie?" Not Bernie. Mildred asked the pile. She got no response. It seemed to be breathing. She could see the bottom of one teenaged lung poking out where you would expect to find a belly button, inflating and deflating rhythmically. Hopefully all the other vital organs were in there somewhere too. Without warning, Bernie's right arm lurched forward and reached for its chest. Mildred squealed a little as she watched the stumpy end of this arm squish into the left side of his chest. It seemed to be searching for something, desperately pushing flesh and organs aside, attempting to pull something to the surface. Bernie was groaning in pain, tensing completely. Mildred was scared and confused. Why would Bernie be doing this to itself? After another excruciating minute of gory rustling, the arm finally pulled what it was looking for to the surface. As the arm slowly pulled away, job done, a white ball slowly appeared. That's a lot of slowies. Mildred moved in for a closer look. The shock from Bernie's painful moans had scared her back into the corner of the room. Right where you would expect Bernie's nipple to be was one solitary eyeball. It was a beautiful shade of blue, but without the usual covering of eyelids, it was a touch unsettling. The eye suddenly came to life, moving from side to side. Slowly it came under control, as if Bernie had learned how to control it. She saw the eye slowly focus. She could tell it was looking at her. She didn't know how she knew, but she could tell Bernie's whole body was smiling. And that's what we've got so far.
That's all you got. Can you scroll up a little bit?
A little bit?
A little bit more. Reach. Without warning, Bernie's right arm, it should be reached. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Almond, I agree. That's 40 minutes I won't get back.
I don't think we can keep doing the end read. I think this
Yeah,
would be the last.
it's a bit long.
Yeah.
Maybe if you just reread the bit that you wrote that session.
At the very least, that helps me fix up some problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the end of that. Hopefully there'll be a stream
sometime tomorrow. Yeah, it might not be at the normal time.
Yeah, I've got a work meeting an hour before we normally start. So I don't know if it'll be done by then.
Yeah, and if your work thing goes too long, I'm fine to skip a week and do an extra long cube escape next week, and then the cubes will be finished.
But might be able to do it during the day tomorrow.
Maybe.
And Babam's got a good suggestion just posted in the Ned Discord after every stream.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. People want to read it themselves.
We don't have the Nid website still. Otherwise, I'd just embed this document on there so you can just read it. All right. Oh, I could just share a view-only link.
Yep.
I don't know how the internet works.
Mm-hmm.
Time to end. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.